Hey everyone, I want to talk about something that's been on my mind. So I recently discovered this new children's series called Iggy and Mr. Kirk. It's Kirk Cameron's latest project. Now, I'm not religious myself, but I have to admit, when I started watching the first 3 episodes, there was something really appealing about it. The show has this down-home quality that felt genuinely warm and safe, you know? Like old school Mr. Rogers energy, but with more of a family neighbor vibe. The moral lessons were there, but they weren't heavy-handed or preachy. Iggy the iguana is charming. Mr. Kirk feels like that caring adult we all needed growing up. And the storytelling had this gentle wisdom that I found myself actually enjoying. But then, episode 4. This episode opens in subtext. Subtle phallic imagery included. I'll let the visuals speak.
Hello, brave explorers. Welcome to my treehouse. Have you ever made a mistake? I know I sure have. I've been working on this wooden elephant for Iggy, and I accidentally put the tail where the trunk is supposed to go, and the elephant's trunk where the tail is supposed to go.
This is where the subtle symbolism starts. Kirk attaches the elephant's tail, an inserted flapping appendage. It's a quiet signal of what's coming next. I won't spoil it yet, but when the bat appears, you'll see the pattern.
You know who never messes up? God. And that's good news because God crafted you exactly the way you are.
And suddenly I realized I wasn't watching the same show anymore. What had felt warm and inclusive took a sharp turn into something much more targeted and ideological.
You know who never messes up? God. And that's good news because God crafted you exactly the way you are. And He never makes mistakes.
Okay, we need to stop right here because this opening declaration, God crafted you exactly the way you are, this is where my radar went up. It sounds affirming, right? But pay attention to what happens next. We move from Mr. Kirk's reminder that nothing in creation is a mistake, straight into a conversation that will make Iggy question whether that's really true for him. This shift is where the cracks in the story's logic begin to show.
I'm just getting started. I have another 43 reasons that iguanas are great.
Oh, well, my spiny friend, if they were so great, then why doesn't Mr. Kirk like iguanas?
He doesn't like iguanas?
Oh, no. He prefers humans.
This is important. Culture is planting a seed of doubt in Iggy based purely on someone else's opinion. Notice there's nothing here about Iggy's own inner feelings. That's going to matter later when we see where this story is going.
I got it. Nice, likable human boy. Easy.
After consulting the computer on how human boys look and talk, Iggy the iguana settles on his image and makes the transition. Hat, wig, bat. And remember that bat I mentioned earlier? Just like the elephant's tail, it's a phallic cue, reinforcing the idea that masculinity belongs to boys only. This is a symbolic stand-in for transition. And here's a quiet truth the episode accidentally shows. Iggy is still Iggy. The skills remain. Changing presentation does not erase the person. The story will later pretend it does, to force a moral. But just as Iggy is navigating this new identity, someone else is wrestling with their own. Rachel calls in, troubled by something her sister said, that climbing trees makes her a boy.
Hi, my name is Rachel, and I have a question for you, Mr. Kirk.
Hey, nice to meet you, Rachel. I love questions. What do you want to ask?
Yesterday I wanted to climb trees instead of playing dolls with my sister, and she said I was more like a boy. Well, I'm still a girl, right?
Let me ask you something. If you stand outside with your arms up and hold really still, does that make you a tree?
No, I could never be a tree. I'm human.
This exchange, although lighthearted, sidesteps the depth of her question. Comparing gender identity to becoming an inanimate object like a tree flattens the complexity of what she's feeling. I appreciate that Mr. Kirk reassures her it's okay to enjoy boy things, but the conclusion is already written. You're a girl because God made you a girl. For a child genuinely wrestling with identity, that's a door gently but firmly closed. Exploration is permitted, but only within the boundaries of birth assignment.
And let me tell you what God said in the Bible. He made them male and female. What do you think that means?
That God made boys and girls?
That's it. So just because you do or don't prefer to do certain things doesn't change who God made you to be. Rachel, did you know if an archaeologist digs up old bones, they can tell if that person was a boy or a girl? It's in our bones.
Whoa, I didn't know that. So I'm a girl no matter what?
That's right. God made you exactly how he wants you, and nothing anyone says or does can ever change that.
This is the point where you can start to sense Kirk shifting. Is he signifying here, talking about transgender identity and gender dysphoria, and pointing to how archaeologists can supposedly determine the sex of skeletons just from the bones? But that's only part of the story. Not all skeletons fit neatly into male or female categories. Intersex people exist, and some skeletal remains are indeterminate. Bones can't reveal someone's gender identity, their inner sense of self, or how they experience life. What starts as a scientific argument begins to slide into propaganda aimed at the trans and broader LGBTQ+ community, framing complexity and lived experience as if it were a simple yes or no, male or female question. At the end of every episode, Kirk reads a story, and here he closes with Kevin, the elephant who could sing. Encouraged by culture, the vulture, Kevin tries to become a bird, adding new appendages along the way, a pointed allegory for transitioning. The full impact? You have to watch it yourself. What's clear is how narratives and religious packaging can be used to normalize complex adult ideas in ways that feel innocent, even when aimed at young audiences. Love that requires you to stay inside a box is not the love that grows a soul. My expanded awareness says, we are not our roles, we are the presence experiencing them. Exploration is not rebellion, it's how truth reveals itself.
The stories that shape kids in the subtle grip of faith-based tales.